What is going on, guys? I'm Consumer Tech Review, and today we're going to be doing a review of the best desk/gaming speaker system, more specifically the Edifier M3200. So I'm going to go over the pros and the cons, and then I'm going to give you some of my own real life experience that I've had with these speakers. And if at any point in the video you guys want to check out these exact same speakers, I'll have an Amazon link below for the US, UK, and Canada. But jumping right in the first pro, you already know what it is. It's the sound quality. These things rock for how much they cost. It is a 2.1 audio system, and if you guys don't know what that means, it's basically two tweeters and then a subwoofer. And tweeters are basically going to do the high range, most of what most desk speakers are, and then the subwoofer is going to do the low range and kind of complete the whole audio. Now, I decided to go with a 2.1 audio system because without that subwoofer, you're not going to get a full sound. And that's why overall, for both a desk setup and a gaming setup, which are essentially the same thing, but more productivity versus gaming, it's going to be the same for audio. You want that full immersive sound. If you're listening to music while you're working, you want a full sound again. You want bass in that. If you're gaming, you want to be able to hear those explosions, those footsteps with bass in them, and that's why this is the best for both worlds. This thing has a ton of bass, which you can adjust, and that's another pro, and I'll get to that later. And the highs and mids and everything, the treble, really, really good. It's a really, really vast, expansive sound quality in these things, and I really enjoy it. I use them every single day on my setup. You can see both the tweeters right there, but it is a right-firing subwoofer. So if you are using a subwoofer, it is gonna go on the left side of your desk so it fires to the right to really complete the sound. And it is a wooden enclosed 5.5-inch driver for the subwoofer, and it's magnetically shielded. It's pretty cool. And did I mention they get insanely loud? Like, I've never turned them all the way up because it's just too much, but that's gonna move us into the second pro. You guys already know what it is by looking at these B-roll shots. It is the design. Wow, does this thing look beautiful. The design was really eye-catching me when I first saw these things, and that's what caught my eye. And then I saw all the reviews having amazing sound quality. I got them, and I can vouch for those reviews. It's incredible. But I really wanted a cool design for my speakers because everyone has these boring speakers just laying on their desk. I wanted something different that when you look at them, you're like, oh, what is that? And then you realize, oh, they're speakers. So on the tweeters, there is 3 sides to them. They're kind of like triangles. Each side is kind of curved a little bit, but it definitely resembles a triangle. So on the 2 back sides, it is a gloss black with that blue ring going around the entirety of all 3 sides. And then on the front side, it is a fabric surface with all of the speakers coming out, firing out of that. And then on top, you have the Edifier logo with this kind of clear surface on top of it, and they look really awesome. And then the subwoofer, obviously it's a right firing subwoofer, so it has that on the right side of it, and then on the front of it, it has gloss black, that blue stripe again, and then a little bit more gloss black, and the fabric is covering most of it. But a really big pro, not just with how it looks, but also the functionality of the design. Because the tweeters are so tall, it actually decreases the footprint actually on your desk. So they might be tall, but they're not very wide. So you can really put these pretty much anywhere on your desk and they won't take up very much space, and they leave your desk looking very clean and minimal, which I love. And you can see in the background, they don't take up very much space because they are so much taller. And yeah, they do look really awesome. And next, with the design and functionality, it does come with a volume knob that comes with it with a blue LED ring surrounding it, which is really bright and really nice to have. And it looks really, really nice. As well as that, you do have a headphone 3.5 millimeter headphone jack in there, as well as another one to plug into the speakers. So if you have these things plugged into your PC, you can actually plug that from the subwoofer into your PC and have that all the time routed through there. But if you want to play music through your phone, you can also plug these things into them and then start playing it through your phone, which is really cool to have. Now, moving to the number 3 pro, I'm kind of lumping all these pros together, so this is probably like number 23 pro. However, you do have a bass adjuster on the subwoofer itself. So if you do want to just turn down the bass, if it gets a little bit too bassy for you, you can do that. It's always good. And you have an on and off switch on the subwoofer, which I really enjoy, so that at night I can just flip these things off so that the blue glow in my room from the volume knob is not on. Now the next pro is the price. These things are $100, which is crazy to me how they're so cheap for what they give you and the quality of what they give you. So two of the competitors could be the Bose Companion 2 and the Razer Nomo Chroma, or just without the Chroma. Both of those are $100 as well. However, they're not a 2.1 audio system and they don't have a subwoofer. So for the same amount of money, you're essentially getting a full sound with a 2.1 audio system. But if you got something like the Bose Companion 2 or the Razer Nomo Chroma, you're not gonna get that. And if you get the Razer Nomo Chroma, you're actually gonna spend $150 and you're still not gonna have a 2.1 audio system. Get the actual good choice. This is not some off-brand, this isn't some Chinese brand. Edifier is a real brand and they make really good products. And through all of the reviews I've looked at, they have some of the best reviews, especially on this audio system, which is really what brought me to the edge of actually purchasing these over something else like Logitech, which actually had a lot of really, really bad reviews, and this one was almost perfect. But the last pro is there's a 2-year warranty, so if anything happens in the first 2 years, you're gonna be good. And now we're gonna move to the 2 cons, which obviously weren't deal breakers for me, but they might be for you. Now the first con is that those blue stripes around the actual tweeters and subwoofer are not lit up. They're just a glossy blue. They do look really nice and they do look really clean, but it would be cool to have some blue lights on there that I could turn on and off if I wanted to. However, they didn't do that, and for $100, it's still definitely not a deal breaker. And the last con, and I know these cons seem really nitpicky, but this would have been really nice if they included another auxiliary cable. They only provided one, but there's definitely tons of different ways to plug in auxiliary cables to these. You have the actual volume control, and then you can plug it into the subwoofer. So I wish they included 2 so that you could like all the time plug them in, because I rarely can find auxiliary cables. That's the one cable I always lose all the time. So I wish they had done that. But guys, overall, I really do believe that if you're looking for some desk/gaming speakers, either one, they work for both amazingly, and you want something that has insanely good sound quality while also having a gorgeous design like no other speakers, these are definitely going to be amazing for you. And for the price of them, you're really not going to get much better in this price range. Again, if you do want to go check them out, I do have the Amazon links below to the US, UK, and Canada. You know that I got you guys. I don't forget you guys. But this was Consumer Tech Review, and you should watch my last video, which I'm trying to remember what it was now. I feel like it was a gaming chair, but man, I do too many videos. That's the best reason why you should subscribe. I do videos all the time, tech reviews, gaming reviews, all the time. This was Consumer Tech Review, and I'll see you guys later.